When the Epstein documents were unsealed, many believed the impact would stay within the United States. They were wrong. As journalists and investigators examined thousands of pages of court records, emails, and flight logs, a wider pattern began to emerge. This was not just a domestic scandal. It was a global story, stretching from political offices in India to diplomatic circles in Europe. This is the story of how influence travels across borders, and how power reacts when exposed.
The sealed documents are now public, confirming the investigation.
The release of sealed court documents triggered immediate public reaction. Names appeared. Associations were scrutinized. And media outlets across the world began analyzing the material. It is important to understand something clearly. Being named in documents does not equal criminal wrongdoing. But in politics and global business, perception can be just as powerful as proof. Within days, international newspapers began covering the story. Questions were asked in parliaments. Public trust became part of the conversation. As the files were examined, attention turned toward Europe. Several public figures acknowledged past associations with Jeffrey Epstein. Some described their connections as brief or professional. Others faced stronger public criticism. In the United Kingdom, discussions resurfaced about elite networks and accountability. In parts of continental Europe, media investigations focused on business ties and diplomatic contacts. The story became less about one individual, and more about how global elites interact behind closed doors. The public reaction varied by country. In some places, outrage dominated headlines. In others, the response was cautious and legalistic. But the conversation had begun.
You cannot deny the facts presented here.
These facts are selectively presented and misleading.
Mr. Sharma, please allow the
In India, media coverage focused on diplomatic implications. There were questions about international political relationships and whether any formal ties existed. Indian outlets debated how global scandals affect foreign policy reputation. Experts emphasized the importance of distinguishing between social contact, professional meetings, a criminal complicity. The discussion became part of a broader global issue. How do nations protect their political credibility in an interconnected world? For emerging global powers, reputation matters deeply, and even indirect associations can generate headlines. Beyond politics, financial institutions faced renewed scrutiny. Questions were raised about due diligence, compliance systems, anti-money laundering regulations. How did international banks handle high-profile clients? Were warning signs missed? Or were systems functioning within legal boundaries? Regulatory bodies in multiple countries began reviewing policies. Some corporate leaders faced shareholder pressure. Again, being mentioned did not equal guilt. But the global financial system was forced to defend its safeguards.
The trade deal hinges on this agreement.
We must ensure stability in the Eurozone before
The
moving
Epstein
forward.
case also reignited a broader debate. How do elite networks operate internationally? Private events, invitation-only gatherings, high-level introductions. Influence often flows through informal channels. In a globalized world, powerful individuals move easily across borders. Diplomatic immunity, private financing, and exclusive circles make accountability complex. This scandal exposed not only individuals, but the structure of global elite access.
That is completely unacceptable in this context.
But you are ignoring the facts presented right here.
The
In
real
the digital
issue is
age,
the lack of accountability.
information spreads instantly. Names trend before context is verified. Reputations shift in hours. This creates a new challenge. How do societies balance transparency with fairness? How do media outlets report responsibly while responding to public demand? The Epstein files became a test case for modern information ecosystems.
The real issue is
The global impact of this case is not just about one scandal. It is about trust. Trust in institutions. Trust in financial systems. Trust in political leadership. When international connections appear in controversial documents, citizens begin asking deeper questions. Who has access to power? Who regulates influence? And who is held accountable? From India to Europe, from boardrooms to parliaments, the ripple effects continue. In a connected world, no scandal remains local. Power travels globally. So does scrutiny. The story is still unfolding, and the conversation about transparency has only just begun. If you believe stories like this deserve deeper analysis, if you value facts over noise, and context over headlines, then support this work. Subscribe to Curiosity and Truth, where we don't chase trends, we investigate them, like this video to help more people discover it. Share it with someone who cares about global accountability, and join the conversation in the comments. Because informed viewers create stronger societies. Stay curious, seek the truth, and I'll see you in the next documentary.
Subscribe for stories of leadership, power, and purpose.